No, don't even say this whole thing that you love her so much, because if you love her so much, then why are you hitting on her?
I don't hit her, ma'am.
Oh, no. I just heard testimony that this is not the first time there's been violence between you two.
I've never hit
Don't
her.
be, here's the thing.
Yes, ma'am.
Don't be dishonest with the court. I've read the report. I've seen your criminal history. Let's not be dishonest.
Yes, ma'am.
I've been a defense attorney. I've been a prosecutor. Once you enter a plea, you want to throw yourself on the mercy of the court, ask for forgiveness from your wife that you say you love, that you keep hitting on. Fine, do that. 9-2 State of Texas versus Eric Garay. And where we left off is the defense wanted to call a witness, Valeria Garay, who was in the courtroom with the defendant, even though there's a no contact order that's in place. An attorney has been appointed to represent Ms. Garay, and that would be attorney Stacy Cross. Is that correct, Ms. Cross?
Yes, Judge.
All right, and have you had a chance to confer with your client, Ms. Valeria Garay?
I have, Judge, and she would like to, testify and make a statement still.
All right, so defense, it was your witness. She had already been sworn in and stated her name on the record and spelled it. So defense, you may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Garay, you were here to testify for your husband and the application, as to his application for probation. Now, what is it that you want to address the court about that?
For my husband to be able to get probation. I don't want him to go to a prison. He has a job. His kids want him at home. I want him at home too as well. And we just miss him. I mean, mistakes that he made, and he just, we don't want him to go away. Like we really need him at home.
How many children do you have?
We have 4.
Okay, and the 4 children are with you right now?
Yes, sir.
They live with you, in other words.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and so you're asking the court to grant your husband's application for probation at this time?
Yes, sir. Mm-hmm.
And are you, what are your plans if he does get probation? And of course, we're gonna have to deal with the protective order where there is no contact protective order.
I would like for that to be removed, and for him to be able to come home to us and his kids.
And your plans are to try and straighten out your lives, so
Yes, definitely, sir. I would love to make different changes for our lives, since we've been married already for 18 years, for a long time, and I don't plan to leave him. My kids, they miss his dad. I miss him as well too. I mean, I know we all make mistakes. He made mistakes, and everybody's willing to change,
Okay. Do you think that if the court grants his probation, he could better himself with some type of treatment for the problems that he has, being drugs or alcohol, whatever it is, problems and anger issues?
Yes, sir.
And do you have anything else to tell the court?
No, just me and myself. I'll be to support him, to guide him and just guide him to a good path so he can stay with his family.
Okay. That's what I have, Judge.
All right, state any questions?
Yes, there's just a few factual clarifications. Ms. Garay, you gave a victim impact statement to probation in this case, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and in that statement, you told him that you're concerned with him getting probation, right?
I want him to get probation. I want him to help.
That's not what I'm asking. I'm asking
I don't know
what you told them, that you're concerned with him getting probation.
That I'm concerned of him getting probation.
Yes, because you're concerned he's going to mess up, right?
Yeah, but that's why I said I want to help him. I want to guide him. I want to be for him to go through it, all of it, so that way he will not get in trouble.
Okay, and this isn't the first instance with involving him and you where family violence was involved, is it?
I'm sorry? This,
This isn't the first offense of family violence where the police were called involving himself and yourself, is it?
this is the first one, no, sir.
There's been several others before
Yes,
this? Okay, no further questions, Your Honor.
All right, any other questions?
Just a couple, Judge. Ms. Garay,
Yes, sir.
do you think that your husband has changed from the times that the other incidents took place to the present time?
Yes, they have.
So you think there was some treatment, it would get him straightened out?
I believe so, sir.
Okay, that's all I have, Judge.
All right, any other questions?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Ms. Garay, if you'll just remain on the Zoom, there may be more questions that may be asked of you.
Yes, ma'am.
And Ms. Cross, if you could remain, please. All right, defense.
Your Honor, before I call my client to the stand, I'd like to point out that he is applying for probation, and according to the TAP evaluation, they're recommending intense outpatient treatment. And I had spoken to my client about that, and he says that he could abide by anything that the court would, any conditions the court would place on him. So I'd like to call him to the stand for him to address the court directly.
All right, if you could raise your right hand for me, please. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
You can lower your hand, state your name for the record, please.
Great, Eric.
All right, defense.
Okay, Mr. Garay, you're here asking for the judge to grant your application for probation in this case. You told me you wanted to address the court, so what is it that you want to let the judge know?
I apologize for having y'all babysit me. I'm sorry for the mistakes I made. I'm willing to apply. I'm willing to obey all the orders that you give me for probation. I don't want to go back to prison. That's just.
All right, not to interrupt you, but one, nobody wants to go to prison. People who are at the Bear County Jail don't want to be there now.
Yes,
Number
ma'am.
two, what you've made have not been mistakes. What you've made have been choices.
Yes,
Do you
ma'am.
know what the difference is between a choice and a mistake is?
No, ma'am.
Let me give you an example of a mistake. As you all know, it was raining today, right?
Yes,
I
ma'am.
leave my house. I bring my umbrella with me. My umbrella is a black umbrella. I come to court. I sit down next to somebody. They have a black umbrella. As I'm leaving the court, because I know it's raining, I take my black umbrella. I go outside. I open it up and I look inside. Lo and behold, the umbrella is black, but it is not my black umbrella. That's a mistake. Let me tell you what a choice is. I come to the courthouse. It's not raining outside. The weatherman didn't say it was going to rain. I'm getting ready to leave the courthouse. Somebody says, hey, you know, it's raining outside. I see that somebody in the courtroom has brought an umbrella. They're not around. I take their umbrella and I go outside and I use it because it's raining. You know what? That's not a mistake. I knew I didn't bring an umbrella to court. I made a choice to take somebody's umbrella. So the violence that you've shown against Ms. Garay, those are not mistakes. Those are choices you made. This whole thing about you in the car with her, driving to do laundry, she's changing the radio, you hit her hand. That was a choice you made. That wasn't a mistake. You intended to hit her hand. The whole thing where people are saying in the police report that you pushed her against the car and then pushed her on the ground, that's not a mistake. That's a choice you made. The whole grabbing of the phone from her, that's not a mistake. That's a choice you made. Ruining everyone's day who was at the laundromat just there to get their laundry and minding their own business. Now they got to talk to the police and say what they saw. That's a choice you made, not a mistake. The fact that you know you have a no contact order with Miss Valerie Garay and you come to court all loved up in the courtroom with her, that's a choice you made. You knew that you had a no contact order and you violated it. Those are choices that you made. So here's my question for you, because you've been making a lot of bad choices. You can't even abide by a no contact order. Why should I think that you can abide by terms and conditions of probation? That's my question.
Because I love her, man. I love her so much. That's my wife, man. It's hard for me to stay away from her.
No, don't even say this whole thing that you love her so much, because if you love her so much, then why are you hitting on her?
I don't hit her, man.
Oh, no. I just heard testimony that this is not the first time there's been violence between you two.
I've never hit her.
Don't be, here's the thing.
Yes, ma'am.
Don't be dishonest with the court. I've read the report. I've seen your criminal history. Let's not be dishonest.
Yes, ma'am.
I've been a defense attorney. I've been a prosecutor. Once you enter a plea, you want to throw yourself on the mercy of the court, ask for forgiveness from your wife that you say you love, that you keep hitting on. Fine, do that. But don't come to court and don't be dishonest with me, because then we're going to have a major problem. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So whatever you've done that has been disrespectful to your wife, and by that way, disrespectful to your children and ruining their day, you need to own it. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
You may continue with your questions.
So, Mr. Guy, why are you asking for probation? Tell the judge why you're asking for probation. What are your intentions?
If you give me a chance, ma'am, I can change my life, ma'am. I can show you that I can change. That's all I'm asking, ma'am. Please, if you can give me probation, I can show you and the court system that I can change, ma'am. I'm just a human being, ma'am, just like everybody else. I know I made my choices, but I just want to be around my kids and my wife, ma'am. And if you could give me a chance to show you that, it's 5 years, ma'am. It's a long time. And I believe I can make those 5 years, I can accomplish something within those 5 years, ma'am. If you could just trust in me, and I won't let you down, ma'am.
Oh, it's not me you're letting down. You mean you don't want to let your wife down, but I can tell you right now, if I grant your application for probation, there's going to be a no contact order. So you're not going to be having contact with her. So you can get that out of your head right now. This whole thing where I just want to be with my wife and love my wife, there is going to be a no contact order. So let's start from there.
If I do good for the first 2 years, is there a way I can be able to see my wife again, or I have to finish the whole 5 years on probation before I can see
Now
my
you're
wife?
negotiating with me. So you go from please give me probation to now you're trying to do a negotiation with me. This isn't a hostage situation. This isn't the negotiator.
I don't know how to speak, ma'am. I'm just telling you how I feel.
You just listen to the questions that your attorney is asking of you and answer those questions.
I have no more questions, Judge, at this point.
State.
Just a few, Your Honor. Mr. Gray, you have a total of 9 convictions. Isn't that right?
I don't know, sir, if I do or not, sir. Can't tell yes or no.
You don't know how many criminal convictions you have?
I know I have 2 DWIs. That much I know.
Okay, you know that you've been on community supervision 3 times, right?
I can't say yes that I have, sir. I know I've been in prison, sir.
Okay, you've been to prison and you don't know how many total cases you've had.
I've been on parole.
And you've been on parole?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And in the PSI, you're stating that you never pinned her against the car or threw her on the ground. Is that
No,
right?
sir. Yes, sir.
So your statements today are that the police report is wrong?
No, sir, I'm not gonna say that, sir. You could even ask my wife, sir. I didn't do that, sir.
Okay, so my question is, the police report is wrong. It states that.
No, sir, it's not wrong, sir.
It's not, so you did throw her on the ground and pin her against the car?
No, sir, I didn't do that, sir.
Okay, so you're stating that the police report is wrong.
Yes, sir.
That's what it states.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and you're stating what your wife told the officers was wrong that day as well. Is that right?
The officers wouldn't let me talk to my wife, or they didn't let me speak at all, sir.
Mr. Gray, just answer the question with a yes or no. If it states that your wife told the officers that day that you pinned her against the car and that you threw her on the ground and you pinned her on the ground, taking her phone away, you're stating that's wrong, correct?
Yes, sir.
And you're stating that the two witnesses that were there that didn't know y'all are wrong as well. Isn't that right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, no further questions, Your Honor.
All right, anything else from the defense?
Mr. Gray, that day, you did have a confrontation with your wife. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
I can't hear you.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And what was the purpose of that encounter? What is it that you wanted to do?
All I said was, can you lower the radio down? And all I did was just lower the radio down, and I didn't hit her hand or anything. My hand got in the way. She reached for it too, and our hands kind of just went like that.
Okay, I'm not asking you what you did. What is it that you wanted to do when you got out of the car?
Just go and wash clothes, just the way we had gotten there in the very first place.
Okay, did you at any time attempt to take her phone away?
No, sir. Well, when she had called, I had told her, please don't call the cops because I wasn't doing anything to her. And I tried to reach for the phone, and that was it, sir. And after that, I just moved away from her, and that was the whole thing. And there was cameras there watching everything, and the cop saw. The cop went inside. He saw the cameras. He came outside. He said, "Look, I saw that you didn't do anything to her, so you're pretty good right now. So just wait." And then he said that I had priors. That was the only reason why he took me to jail, because I had priors. That was
Okay,
that's what he
okay.
told me.
So the whole thing.
It was nothing because I hadn't hit my wife or nothing like that, sir. The only reason he took me in was because I had priors to he had looked in the computer, he said I had priors. That was the only reason why he was taking me in, sir. And he didn't explain nothing else
Okay.
to me.
Judge, I have no further questions.
All righty. Anything else from the state?
No, Your Honor.
All right, any other witnesses defense?
No, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Gray, if you drug tested today, what are the results going to be?
Clean, ma'am.
Before you answer, know that I can have you drug tested today. So knowing that you can be drug tested today, and there's a person right across the hall that will do it, what are the results going to be before it's done? Tell me.
Well, the people who I'll probably come out dirty, man, for marijuana.
And what else?
That's it, man, because I hang around with people that smoke.
Oh, don't do that. I hang around with people who smoke thing. Don't do that. So what are you going to be positive for? And you need to pull that mask over your nose.
Okay.
What are you going to be positive for?
Marijuana, man.
And what else?
That's it, man.
All right. Jorge, you want to talk to your client about his UA and what the results are going to be? Or do you want to continue?
Yes, let me talk to him, Judge.
Versus Eric Garay. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Meredith McIntyre for the state.
For the defense?
Jorge Canales for defense.
All right, we're back to continue with the continuation of sentencing on this case. Yesterday, the court sent the defendant to have a UA completed. Defense, have you had a chance to review the UA results?
I have, Your Honor.
All right. Any objection with us continuing with the sentence by video? Defense?
No objection, Your Honor.
State?
No, Your Honor.
All right, so Mr. Canales, you've received the results in your client. It appears it's positive for more than the marijuana that he said he would be positive for.
Yes, Your Honor, I noticed that, and I spoke to my client yesterday after the hearing. I mentioned to him that if he had been drinking alcohol, that would have been a drug, and he didn't know that was considered a drug. He told me that he had consumed some alcohol. Now, the third, that shows up as a positive ethanol on the test. He did tell you about his marijuana use, and that's positive in the test. Now, there's an opiate issue that comes out positive also. I asked my client this morning, and he tells me that he has taken some pain pills, codeine pain pills that are prescribed to his grandmother. He has a back pain issue, and he occasionally takes one of those pills. Apparently, that's the opiate finding. I did explain to him that the alcohol is a drug. In fact, he has a problem with alcohol, evident from his past record. So those issues were explained to him. I don't know if the court wants to inquire any further, but that was the explanation I got.
Well, I would like to know why someone would take their grandmother's medication. Obviously, the grandmother needs it, not him. Why is he being selfish? That's what I want to know. If in fact he did get opiates from his grandmother, which he knew was not prescribed, which when I asked him, he said the only thing he would be positive for was marijuana.
Yes, Judge, and I asked my client to explain to the court.
All right, could you raise your hand, Mr. Garay? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record, please.
Great, Eric.
All right, you have some questions for him, Mr. Canales?
Okay, Eric, yesterday when the judge asked you about what you would test positive for in the drug testing, you answered marijuana only. Now, why did you not bring up the alcohol?
Because that's all I do. It's just it was just a marijuana, sir. I didn't think alcohol was a drug. The painkillers, I just take them because of my back. But the marijuana, she asked me, and I told the truth. Yes, I do smoke. I mean,
Okay, now
I didn't.
let's tell her a little bit more. Why are those painkillers taken by you?
I do a lot of mechanic work, and you know, there's times when my back hurts, and I'll ask my grandma for a painkiller, and she'll give me, you know, one or two, and I'll take them for my back. So I've been doing mechanic for for a good while. So
Okay, so
I have back pains.
So, Mr. Garay, so your grandmother, in other words, do you take those pills when she gives them to you? You have her permission?
It wasn't intentionally doing wrong or anything like that. She just does it because she just helped me out with my back pain.
Okay, do you realize that that's, let me speak.
Yes, sir.
Let me ask you a question. Do you realize that that is the wrong thing to be doing? That is not prescribed to you.
But I'm not taking them as drugs. It's just for my back pain, sir. The judge asked me the truth, and I told her the truth. I smoke weed, the alcohol.
No, you did not tell me the truth. Let's stop right there. I asked you if you were going to be positive for any drugs. What you told the court was you would be positive for marijuana only.
Yes, ma'am.
And I specifically said, so you're saying it's just marijuana. And your response to me was marijuana only. So don't come in here with this, well, alcohol and then opiates for my back. That's not the issue. The issue is you were dishonest to the court. I specifically asked you whether or not you would be positive for drugs. You told me marijuana, and you didn't want to tell me that at first. Then I said only marijuana, and your response was only marijuana. Then you disappeared from the court. You come back breathing hard, running from wherever, pretending like you went to the restroom. And now I get the results that you're testing positive for marijuana, opiates, and alcohol. So let's start with honesty, because you've been dishonest to the court.
I'm a little scared, ma'am. That's true. I'm just a little scared. I don't want to lose my family, ma'am. I've done a lot of mistakes. I know what you said. I thought about it yesterday, my choices. I'm just scared, ma'am. I'm nervous and scared. I just want to try to get back my family, ma'am.
What does you being nervous and scared, being dishonest have to do with anything? I asked you specifically if you were going to test positive for drugs. You said marijuana. I asked you if it would only be marijuana, and you said it would only be marijuana. So don't come up here with the nervousness and I don't want to lose my family, because if you don't want to lose your family, what you don't do is you don't push your wife against a car. You don't push her down on the ground with a bunch of witnesses at a laundromat. So don't come in here laying sympathy on me about, I don't want to lose my family. Because so far, the only thing that you have done in this courtroom has been dishonest. Dishonest about what happened. Dishonest about your drug use. Do you understand me?
Yes, ma'am.
And if you're going to wear a mask in that courtroom, you need to wear it properly. Mr. Canales?
Okay, Your Honor, that's all I have at this point with Mr. Garay as far as the drug questioning. Apparently, he didn't consider alcohol a drug when you were asking that question, Judge. Of course, the opiates, I have no explanation other than what he's telling me.
Well, my main concern is the opiates.
Yeah,
I understand that people may say alcohol is not a drug,
right.
but when I specifically asked him for drug use, he only said marijuana.
I
And
understand.
I asked him only marijuana, and he said only marijuana.
I had yesterday, I didn't even realize he was drinking. So until I asked him, but in any case, Judge, we're here on an application for probation. And I would ask that the state be reminded that their position is silent on this, as to the application yesterday.
Well, I'm going to give your client some choices here today.
Yeah,
Mr. Garay, I'm giving you these choices because your wife came to testify. Obviously, she still wants to work on things with you.
Yes, ma'am.
So either way, no matter what happens today, you're going into custody today. It's just a matter of for how long.
Yes, ma'am.
Because either you're going to safety, and I'll put you on probation, but you're going to safety, or either you can go to prison for 3 years. It's completely up to you. 3 years prison or safety. Which would you like to do?
Are they both the same, ma'am? 3 years CP and 3 years
No, safety is a drug treatment. So safety is 9 months.
I'll take the 9 months, ma'am.
All right, so I'm just sending you to 5 years in prison, suspended and probated for 5 years. There's a $1,500 fine. That'll be probated. Safety. Affirmative finding of family violence. There's to be no contact with Valeria Garay. So don't be calling her, asking her to put money on your books. You understand me?
Yes, ma'am. So I'm gonna do 9 months in safety.
You're going to be taken into custody today.
Yes,
There
ma'am.
is a waiting time for safety. Once you are cleared, you'll be going to safety. And you're going to be in safety for 9 months. And then safety, I believe, has 3 months aftercare. And then after that, you'll have these conditions waiting for you. So there's no contact with Valeria Garay. Proof of employment within 30 days of release. No employment as a home health care provider or with minors. Parenting classes. With compadre y compadre. No unsupervised contact with minors until further notice. Field visits upon release, random 3 times per month. And when he's released, I'm going to want the UA hotline. Are you able to Zoom?
Ma'am,
Do you have Zoom capabilities?
I don't have a phone, ma'am.
All right, so there's going to be regular reporting, and that will be in person. Rebecca, is there anything else you need?
Judge, did you want to do the BIP class for the?
Yes. I forgot about it. All right, is there anything else he needs, Rebecca?
No, ma'am.
Is there anything else you need from me, Mr. Garay, in order to be successful?
I want to apologize for lying to you, man.
All right, apology accepted. And then you need to start thinking about writing apology letters to your wife for
Yes,
being
ma'am.
disrespectful to her. But that letter you keep with you and don't send it until I decide or if I allow contact. And you need to have a journal, and you need to sit down in that journal and write about what your children are thinking about relationships because of how you behave. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Because do you have boys and girls?
I have 2 boys, I have 2 girls, man.
All right, let me just tell you what your sons are thinking. Your sons, when they get in a relationship, they're going to think the way they show you love somebody is you beat them up, because that's what they've seen with their mom. And you know what your daughter's going to think? Your daughter's going to think it's okay for men to beat them up because that's how you show love. And you've put that on them. So you need to get a journal and start writing about the faults that you have done and the trauma that you've done to your children. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And there is no excuses for a grown man or any adult, for that matter, male or female, to be in a relation with somebody they supposedly love, to put their hands on them in anger. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And you also need to think about the trauma you caused the people at the laundromat who just wanted to do their laundry, but you came there acting silly. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And because this is a conviction, and because it is affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you. I'm going to send you to a breakout room. Probation is going to go over conditions with you. Then you're going to go into custody.